Hello and welcome to Learn with Hema's class. My dear students, this video is on the question answers of Julius Caesar Act 2 Scene 1 from class 9 ICSE board, and the question answers I am going to provide you are from Evergreen Workbook. My dear students, I have already uploaded the Evergreen Workbook question answers for Act 1 and all the 3 scenes for Act 1, and here I have started up with Act 2 Scene 1. I hope my videos are proving useful to you. Before going ahead, one small request as I always have, that if you are not a subscriber to my channel, it's a kind request. Please do support me. Please do support my channel Learn with Hema, and also do share it with your friends. So let's start with the question and answers. But before going ahead, the very first thing that we do is the multiple choice question from the workbook. So there are a total of 5 questions in this workbook that we'll be doing. So in the multiple choice question, the first question is, Brutus asks Lucius to place a candle in his. The options are A, bedroom, B, study, C, orchard, D, doorway. So the correct option is B, study. So Brutus asks Lucius to place a candle in his study. Second question, Brutus thinks of Caesar as a. Options are A, serpent's egg, B, serpent's shell, C, serpent's sting, and D, serpent's skin. So the correct option is A, serpent's egg. Brutus thinks of Caesar as a serpent's egg. Third question, conspiracy is so evil that it chooses to roam freely. Options are A, during the day, B, during the night, C, on the streets, and D, on the battlefield. So correct option is B, during the night. Conspiracy is so evil that it chooses to roam freely during the night. Fourth question, according to Brutus, an oath is not necessary as. Options are A, only priests and cowards swear oaths, B, it is not required, C, it is optional, D, it can be broken. So the correct option is A, only priests and cowards swear oaths. So according to Brutus, an oath is not necessary as only priests and cowards swear oath. The fifth question, Brutus considers Antony to be a dash. Options are A, part of Caesar, B, follower of Caesar, C, a limb of Caesar, and D, an accomplice of Caesar. So the correct option is C, a limb of Caesar. So the sentence goes, Brutus considers Antony to be a limb of Caesar. So here covers our 5 MCQ. Okay, now let's move ahead for the question and answers. So this is passage 1. Brutus, it must be by his death, and for my part, I know no personal cause to spur at him, but for the general, he would be crowned, how that might change his nature. Now this is a soliloquy by Brutus. So the questions based on this are, question 1, where is Brutus? Why is Brutus unable to sleep? Brutus is in his orchard. He is unable to sleep because his mind is disturbed on Caesar becoming a tyrant ruler. Oh, I have missed the word ruler, and the design of the conspirators to kill Caesar. Whose death is Brutus speaking about? What are Brutus' fear about the change in his nature? Brutus is speaking about Caesar's death. He fears that Caesar's nature will change once he, that is Caesar, is crowned, because his vast powers will turn his head and he will become tyrannical. This is second answer. Third, what change does Brutus foresee if the person is crowned king? What does this reveal about Brutus' character? Answer, Brutus foresees his apprehension that Caesar will be tyrannical if he is crowned. It reveals that Brutus, though Caesar's friend, is a lover of republicanism. Next answer, what example does Brutus cite to express his fears? Mention any 2. The answer is, first, Brutus compares Caesar to a serpent's egg. If it is hatched, it will surely bite. So it should be killed before it comes out of its egg. Second, an ambitious person like Caesar is humble during his struggle, but turns haughty and arrogant once he attains his goal. Last question from this passage. Who enters after the extract? What does he bring to Brutus? Where had he found the object? Answer. Lucius enters after this extract. He brings a sealed paper while searching for a flint. He had found it in Brutus' study. Now next passage. Brutus, this is good. Go to the gate. Somebody knocks. Exit Lucius, since Cassius first did. Now from here to a hideous dream. This is the passage. Let's start with the first question. Complete the lines in the extract. Explain the lines after completing the extract. Now here we have this line we have to complete. Okay, dash 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 or a hideous dream. So the answer for this is Lucius informs Brutus that 15 days of March are gone, meaning thereby it is the Ides of March. To this Brutus says that it is good that Ides of March has come. Second question, who come to meet Brutus? How have they disguised themselves? The conspirators arrive to meet Brutus disguised. Their heads are pulled down over their ears and their faces are hidden in their dark cloaks, difficult to be recognized. Third question, what does Brutus say about conspiracy? What advice does he give? He says that conspiracy is afraid and ashamed to show its face by night when evil things are all over. His advice is that it should hide its face in smiles and pleasantness. Fourth question, what is the figure of speech used by Brutus to describe conspiracy? Explain. The figure of speech used to describe conspiracy is personification. He gives conspiracy the name of the dangerous night and make it look alive like the night. Fifth question, what does Lucius tell Brutus about the people at the door? Lucius tells Brutus that there is Cassius who is standing at the door, desirous of meeting him. He is accompanied by the other persons. Now this is passage 3. Brutus, no, not an oath, if not the face of men, the sufferance of our souls, the times abuse, if there be motive weak, break off betimes, and every man hence to his idle bed. Who suggests that an oath should be taken? What does this show about the person's foresightedness? This is an important one. Cassius suggests that an oath should be taken before the dangerous enterprise. It shows his foresightedness to ensure that those who are connected with this enterprise remains loyal and committed. Who, according to Brutus, swears an oath? According to Brutus, priests, cowards, deceitful persons, old worthless creatures patiently take oaths. Why does Brutus feel that swearing an oath is not necessary? Brutus feels that swearing an oath is not necessary when honest persons committed to a great cause are involved in a noble cause. What is the next instance in which Brutus contradicts Cassius? In what way does this Brutus blunder surface in the play? Brutus contradicts Cassius, who suggests that Antony should also be killed. Sparing the life of Antony later on spells a doom for the conspirators. Brutus has to pay a heavy price for this blunder. How does Cassius show his farsightedness regarding the killing of Mark Antony? How correct was Cassius in his assessment of Mark Antony? The answer is, Cassius shows his farsightedness regarding the necessity of killing Antony along with Caesar because he knows that Antony is the most trusted and beloved friend of Caesar and not just limb of Caesar. He proves to be correct when Antony became so powerful that he could not be subdued. Now this is passage 4. Decius, shall no man else be touched but only Caesar? Cassius, Decius, well urged, I think it is not meet. Mark Antony, so well loved of Caesar, should outlive Caesar. We shall find of him a shrewd contriver. Question 1. What does Cassius suggest? Why does Brutus contradict him? What are the reasons given by Brutus not to kill Mark Antony? Answer. Cassius suggests that Mark Antony should also be killed along with Caesar Brutus contradicts him by saying that Antony is just a limb of Caesar, and once the head is cut off, the limb is of no use. How does Brutus try to justify that their act will appear too bloody? Brutus is against the killing of Mark Antony. He feels that if they kill him, the act will appear to be motivated by jealousy as well as anger. They must present the murder of Caesar as a sacrificial act at the altar of freedom. Killing of Antony would be a brutal act. What is Brutus' assessment regarding Mark Antony? How sound is his judgment? Give reasons. Brutus underestimated Mark Antony and his capabilities. His assessment of him proves to be wrong. It is Antony who, after Caesar's death, instigates people against the conspirators. Brutus' irrational advice brings about their downfall. This is the fifth passage. Trebonius, this time to part. Cassius, but it is doubtful yet whether Caesar will come forth today or no, for he is superstitious, grown of late, quite from the main opinion he held once. First question. What are Cassius' fear as to whether Caesar will come or not? What has given rise to this fear? State how Decius can oversway him. What promise does he make? So answer. See, I have written in points, but I would want that you write in paras. Do not use the pointer form because pointers are not acceptable as answers in the board. So, Cassius doubt whether Caesar will come to Senate because Caesar has grown superstitious lately, which is quite contrary to the opinion he once held so strongly in regard to such things. Cassius fears that the advice of his chief advisors will prevent him from going to the Capitol. Decius promises that he will bring Caesar to the Senate. He knows Caesar's weakness for flattery. He will so flatter him that he will forget all bad omens. Next one. Another person's name is mentioned after the extract. Who is he? Why is he not suitable to be a part of the plot? What is Brutus' reaction to this proposal? Well, he is Cassius Ligarius, who has strong dislike for Caesar. The proposal to make him a part of the conspiracy against Caesar, though not good, is supported by Brutus. Brutus promises that he will prevail upon him to join their enterprise. What advice does Brutus give to the others before parting? How does he show his affection towards Lucius? Brutus advises the conspirators to look bright and cheerful, for they must not betray themselves through their looks, but behave as the Roman actors with tireless spirit and firm determination. Who enters the scene a little later? What does the person say to Brutus? Portia, Brutus' wife, enters a little later. She asks Brutus about his strange behavior of late, as he had suddenly left the table, absorbed in his thoughts. She could not understand this sudden change in his behavior. Sixth passage. Portia, dwell I but in the suburbs, of you good pleasure, if it be no more. Portia is Brutus' harlot, not his wife. How does Portia accesses Brutus' ill health? Is she correct in her assessment? Give reasons for your answer. Portia makes different guesses about Brutus' health. Yes, she is correct in her assessment. Brutus' changed and abnormal behavior is beyond her understanding. She cannot find any clue to his annoying behavior. She thinks that it could be some mental pressure, but what it is she fails to understand. How does Portia show her love and submissiveness to Brutus? What fears does she voice to Brutus? Portia shows her love and submissiveness by reminding Brutus of the vows of marriage, that she is her better half and deserves to share his worries, problems, or anything that concerns them both. How does Portia prove to Brutus that she is stronger than any other woman? Portia tries to prove to Brutus that she is stronger than any other woman by inflicting a wound on her thigh, that she has the endurance of man. Who intrudes the conversation of Portia and Brutus? What does Brutus promise Portia? This conversation is intruded by the entry of Lucius and Ligarius. Brutus promises Portia that he will prove himself worthy of such a noble wife and share all his secrets with her. Last question. Before this extract, Portia appealed to Brutus in such a way that she played on his emotions. Which part of her reasoning has appealed most to you? Give reasons for your answer. Again, this is an important question from this scene. Earlier, Portia tried to play upon Brutus' emotions by tugging him to let her enter his innermost thoughts if only she had the slightest seat in his heart. If he does not love her, then she ceases to be his wife. This is the most powerful plea that a woman can make, and this succeeds invariably. No man can deny this. So with this we end our video of question and answers for Act 2 Scene 1 for Julius Caesar. So that's all for today. We'll soon meet in the next video with the next chapter question and answers. Till then, stay safe, stay secure. Thank you.